Let us be glad. Let us be grateful. Let us rejoicify that goodness could subdue the wicked workings of you know who.
If that intro doesn't get you to subscribe, I don't know what will. Anyways, welcome back to my Wicked-themed Animal Crossing island. If you missed it, be sure to check out my previous two videos where we villager hunted and found all of the villagers for the cast of the island. We are now starting to decorate the island, and what better way to start than to work on the iconic Munchkin Land. Before we get too deep into the video, this is your spoiler alert. If you have not seen the movie or the musical, there may be spoilers. Since this is my first decorating video, here is a general overview of how I plan to lay out my map for the island. I like to think of my island in 4 big chunks. First, we have Munchkin Land in the bottom left. This is what I'm showing you today. Next, we have Shiz University surrounding the Resident Services building, along with the outskirts area where Dr. Dilliman sings Something Bad, and a small area for the train station as well. Basically, the entire back half of the map will be our grand Emerald City, with a small portion on the left behind Munchkin Land designated for an enchanted forest, which is where Elphaba and Fiera release the lion cub. Now, since only the first movie is out, this very well could be changing in the future, but until part 2 comes out, this is the planned layout for my island map. Keep in mind for this build, I am basing it off of the Wicked movie, not the musical and not the Wizard of Oz movie. Without further ado, here is how I built Munchkin Land in Animal Crossing. I started by placing down the center circle with this yellow brick road path. From there, I branched it out on 3 of the sides. My plan was to have some houses in a semicircle around the middle, and that Munchkin Land was going to act as our villagers' neighborhood. The villagers that I decided will reside in Munchkin Land are Apple, Freya, Cephalobot, Blair, and then Dorothy's house is actually Opal's house, which, if you think about it, is kind of cruel on my part if you know what happens, but I kind of ran out of houses, so it's not my fault. Anyway, I will spare you the rest of me placing all of these paths individually because it's really tedious, but ta-da! This is the central part of Munchkin Land, and I was really happy because essentially this was the start of the entire island. After I placed the path, I began moving the houses into their spots so I could create the semicircle. This process involves a lot of time traveling because I'm way too lazy to wait, so I would place a house, then time travel forward a day and repeat. Once all of the houses were placed, I did redo the exterior of them, and yes, I completed Happy Home Paradise off stream. I literally just sped run through it because I could not be bothered. I redid them all to have a thatched roof moment instead of the regular roof, since that's how it looks in the movie. In my opinion, the main star of the show in Munchkin Land is the tulip fields. In the movie, there is literally thousands of tulips lining the outskirts of Munchkin Land, and I knew that I had to incorporate this on my island. I laid the tulips out in lines starting at the edge of the houses and going all the way to the end of the beach. I also did this on the other side and just laid them out to a length I felt was long enough to chunk out Munchkin Land on the map. I literally spent several days going back and forth from Treasure Islands off stream just to collect more tulips because I needed so many of them. After what felt like 100 trips back and forth from Treasure Islands, I was able to place the final tulip. This really brought Munchkin Land together, and even though it wasn't finished, it was already looking gorgeous. I'm obsessed with how the tulips look with the yellow brick road path as well. For some detailing, I added this brick path between the houses and the yellow brick road, since I think that's how they have it in the movie. I also added some tulips surrounding the center circle and a few items placed by each of the houses. Another element of Munchkin Land that I really wanted to include was this perch that Glinda lands her bubble on. To do this, I terraformed a small square and put an incline leading up to it. I laid down some brick flooring, then I went and put some bubble machines behind the cliffs because duh, bubbles, and then I added this elegant couch, which looks like the little contraption that her bubble comes down on. And then for the final touches, I have this Galinda standee, which I think is pretty funny, and I added some fences around as well. I think it looks pretty accurate. Something that I kind of struggled with was how I was going to incorporate this giant witch statue that they have Glinda burn in No One Mourns the Wicked, but one of my community members suggested that I do a scarecrow in the center surrounded by campfires. I also decided to make my own Kill the Witch sign, and well, I'll just show you how this went. I don't know how big to make the letters. I don't know if this is good or not. I did it! Oh wait. No. Guys, that did not just happen. Oh my god. I wouldn't like to meet the Wicktha. Yeah, I'm probably never going to live that one down. Anyways, I placed the sign next to the scarecrow and I think it looks pretty good. Now to add final touches. I made this code using acpatterns.com and I put that on these storefronts to act as the posters that were put up in the movie. I also did a simple panel and put it behind the central house, which looks like the giant banner. Finally, I did decide to include Dorothy's house, even though we haven't technically fully seen it yet. For this, I just put one of the villagers' houses and redid the exterior to have cabin-like features. Once I did that, I used this code to show the iconic legs under the house with the slippers. I did go back and add a few other random items here and there as final touches, but overall, I had a ton of fun doing this build. It might not look like a lot, and I know this video is short, but this took me several hours, so please like the video, please. Anyways, here's Munchkin Land all put together. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and thank you for all of your support on my previous Wicked Island videos. They are now my most viewed long-form videos, so thank you so much for all the love. I appreciate you all so much, and I'm so glad that other people are enjoying watching me make the island as much as I am enjoying actually making it. If you haven't already, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe because it really helps me out. And if you want to keep up with the island in real time, be sure to follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/IHaveBrewster. We are still continuing to work on builds for the island, so make sure to stay tuned for future build videos. With that, I will see you all in the next video. Bye! I am so sorry, Queen Freya. Oh my god, what am I subjecting her to? It's worth it for the content, I guess. You know who. That's gonna need a lot of auto-tune.